Achina Ben Achina Brentio,
Yes,
Raymond Aqua, and Malik Abbas Dabo. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning. How's the weekend?
Not bad. How was yours?
Busy. Nzulezu, boss. Nzulezu, man.
Yeah.
It was very Nzulezuic. But it was a great trip. Amazing. Fantastic Four is almost coming to an end. And for the last trip, you can't miss it. I mean, look, we are going for a frolic. Malik, our last trip to northern Ghana, we went to work. This time we are going to chill. I mean, unapologetically, we are going to have fun.
I know.
So we leave on Friday for the Mole National Park, Larabanga Mosque, a number of great activities. I'll run you through them before and the pricing, before the review is over. But mark it on your calendars. Begin to gather the money in any which way that you can. And you can join us for this weekend's trip. Let's do the front pages for now. Finder is where we begin.
Yes, and it says accident 46,284 killed between 1991 and 2018. I'll give the rest later on. But government is also rallying supermarkets and retail shops to promote locally produced goods. Last one, RTI bill. Parliament rejects critical changes proposed by CSOs, and those are the stories on the front page of the Finder this morning.
LTI government gets ready for implementation. Fair share for all Ghanaians. I'm speaking from the Daily Statesman. Fair share for all Ghanaians. Akufo-Addo pledges to spread development evenly. Then President rallies support for vigilante laws. Urges police to prepare to enforce changes.
Gold Street business. Government outlines priority programs for 2019, but ban on new employment remains in place. Africa Development Bank initiates moves to boost African fashion garments industry as Ghana seeks to take advantage of sector benefits. And Ghana amongst RMB's 2019 top 10 investment destinations in Africa.
Now, let me move on to the next paper before me, and that is the Daily Heritage. The Heritage is reporting this morning, I'm sorry, son apologizes to mother after threatening her with machete. There's one about Akufo-Addo Mahama Mon Kintampo accident victims. Now, proprietor, teacher, punished for caning 9-year-old Nigerian. This child was being punished for not doing key homework. Now, there's one about CGM hailing EC for submitting political parties' account. And you do know that last week, the Electoral Commission published in the Daily Graphic the political parties' their accounts. There's a part that we would have been interested in, that part to do with where the sources of the funds.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, the Chronicle. A Japan did not assault police officer, and this coming from Afenyo Markins. Favoritism is not part of me. This coming from our president. Illegal miners attack Etiwa Forest. BNI is aware of it, says pressure group. We also have chief assaults cop on duty. That's editorial. Is Vodafone progressing or retrogressing? This is a question coming from an opinion piece in the Chronicle.
The New Kuseni Guide newspaper has Afenyo Markins also on the front page. Afenyo Markins defends Kennedy Japan. Government mourns accident victims and the rise treatment cost of the injured. Also on the front page of the New Crusading Guide newspaper, University of Education boils as unions want failed governing council dissolved. And we are for work as Ameu touts government achievements as he casts sword for AstroTurf Stadium in Hohoi in the Volta region.
So before we begin, I've started getting so many messages on the console asking about the Savannah Safari I just announced. That's the last of a Fantastic Four trip. We are going to Mole Park, Larabanga Mosque, the Mystery Stone, and the Fula Falls. We're leaving on Friday. We're coming back on Sunday, and you pay 1,200 cedis for double occupancy, and 1,400 cedis for single occupancy. It includes food, transport, and accommodation. Call 0544 336 512 0544 336 512. Raymond, 46,000 deaths.
Okay, but before that, the Herald is reporting on this front page that Akufo-Addo government glorifies borrowing with expensive Kinke Wache party at Finance Ministry. There's one coming up which says Kevin Ocho lied about having $1 billion oil company in Ghana. Jihadists threaten Ghana and others. Military put on red alert. Those are the stories on the front page of the Herald.
The Ghanaian Observer, 2020 NPP flag bearership. I won't contest Akufo-Addo, says Boachi Ejakun. Then Buckingham University VC louts Bawumia. Akufo-Addo mourns Friday accident victims. Then also licensed private lotto operators support NLA over 1 million license fee.
The Daily Guide newspaper has the Buckingham Palace story. Buckingham University proud of Bawumia as its proudest alumnus. Ghana among top investment destinations, top 10 investment destinations in Africa. Police get 3 helicopters. And government foots bills of accident victims. KMA chases £400,000 sanitation prize. And baby kidnapped in Takrady. Those are the stories on the front page of the Daily Guide newspaper.
The very last paper I have before me is that of the Today. It says danger looms in Way Jagbawe. A minister breaks ground for construction of AstroTurf, also on the front page. And maybe that's the last one you should be interested in. Just that the Meteors is beating Gabon at the back page of the paper to 4-0.
Yep.
I end with Ghana's biggest selling newspaper, the Daily Graphic. 35 victims of Friday accident buried in mass grave. Also, Amaukat sought for modern park in Hohoi. Court joins AG to Unibank counterclaim. Then the big one, lost. Bus stops turn to mini stations.
The Ghanaian Times newspaper treat vigilantes as criminals. That's the president talking, and 35 Techiman Kindambo accident victims giving mass burial. It's also here. The energy minister stories at the back. Back page of the Ghanaian Times newspaper. Ghana top group with Kenya win. Black Meteors wallop Gabon. Those are the stories here.
So now we can do road accidents, Raymond.
Yes, let's do the road accidents. And one terrible situation has been portrayed in this country is the fact that accidents actually kill, except for malaria, the highest in the country. So now, between 1991 and 2018, we are counting 46,284 bodies. And these were not because they were sick of any other thing. They just died on our roads. And that's how serious the condition is. The other terrible part is that, and again, what makes this worse than malaria is that between 1991 and 2018, the numbers keep increasing virtually every year. On the other side, we keep seeing some changes in the malaria figures, sometimes heading in a downward trend and sometimes appreciating small. There may be generally, malaria is decreasing in numbers, but accident looks like perhaps the only predominant condition in this country that is increasing by the year, which is pretty much the worrying trend. I won't take you through every single year's, by them, but the other worrying part is that the younger you are, the more likely you'll be dying of an accident. So check it this way. Now, in the years that we are talking about, those between the ages 6 to 15, 4,500 were killed. 16 to 25, 6,351 were killed. The worst age for you to die of an accident is 26 to 35. In this country, it is the prime youth age. Those with the greatest energy to work, those with the greatest resource to live longer and also make the state prosper in that particular range. If you move above 65, 1,817 people died within the period we are dealing with in this case. So that's how terrible it is. We are killing the best of our youth. The people who have the resource, the people who can really work hard, who've gotten the education to be able to impact the society the ways that they ought to impact society. And that's how worsening the situation can get. And we do know that last Friday's, we are counting up to 62 people being killed. We also understand that you're also likely to die if you don't have a car. So that pedestrians, about 17,842 of them died within the same period I'm talking about. And again, we know that connected to this are major events that have made life in this part of the world a bit dangerous. So what has happened within the space? The pedestrians, and the other issue that's also causing more harm is increasingly motorbike deaths. Is also catching up with other kinds of deaths that we've known over the period. So that's how worsening the situation may be. The projection is that when we get into the future, motorbikes may be equaling other vehicle accidents, which is going to increase the numbers by the day and by the month and by the years. And this year already we are seeing the numbers grow. You do recall that some years ago we saw a very huge jump in the numbers because of what happened around the same Kintampo place. Mm-hmm. The conversation many are having around this is that we knew that it was Ebony's death that brought about this interministerial committee. Interestingly, the Sunday press conference by the minister outlined to the
Information
amazement.
Minister, you mean?
Yes, outlined to the amazement of some of us that indeed the interministerial committee had come out with some proposals and they were being worked on. You do recall that we sat here and asked this question on
In
several
fact, even
occasions.
before
Yes.
the information minister was the president.
Mm-hmm.
The president actually spoke and said that the committee has submitted its reports and the recommendations would be implemented.
So the indication here is that we're expecting to see which recommendations are being implemented on the ground. So, for example, are we building better roads? Are we making sure there are people on the ground who are actually working hard enough to prevent the accidents? Is the National Road Safety Commission having the teeth to bite as is being proposed that it should be an authority rather, so that to not only suggest to the police and other institutions to work, over the period, all that.
The other institutions
Yes.
that were changed from boards to authorities, what has changed with them?
Oh, I thought they had the teeth now to bite.
Raymond, on the back of this road accident, I have one point to make. I do think that apart from eye test, which is done when you go to secure driver's license, we also need to do something about mental status of potential drivers.
I agree perfectly.
Because the style, the form, the means by which cars parade on our road will suggest that the people controlling the vehicles do not have their sanity altogether.
Yeah,
I must say without any apology, as a driver, anytime I am on the road, I am so scared until I arrive at my destination.
That's an interesting
People
analysis.
drive so recklessly, and if my eyesight are correct and my mind is wrong,
Ben,
how can I control
it's
the
not
car?
insanity. They do it because they can get away with it.
That's true.
But guys, have you seen a commercial driver wearing glasses before?
That sounds strange. I mean, yeah,
I know. Have you seen this before?
no, I have not seen anything like that.
But they all have eye tests, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible.
So we are saying that every single commercial driver we see there has had his eyes tested
Those of us in this
and has
studio,
20/20 vision.
the 6 of us or 5 of us in this studio, I can guarantee that if we went for eye test, all of us will be recommended to wear glasses.
Sure.
In fact,
okay.
3 out of 5 of us are wearing glasses.
Okay, so you that was just a thought. Let's stick to the
yeah.
facts. On the 16th of April 2018, the report was presented by the Interministerial Committee to the President. That report had 3 legs: engineering, enforcement, and education. Now, as part of that, 335 million was voted for erection of road signage, replacing defaced road marks and what have you. Yesterday, May Obriyebwa, who is the head of the National Road Safety Commission, had anteed that number up to 1 billion Ghana cedis and said that this is being done as we speak. Today, May Obriyebwa will join us and they will pick it item by item. What has been said as far back as 16th of April 2018, what has been said will be done. And then we ourselves will evaluate it, all of us Ghanaians.
Especially when the money is already released to them. For
Yes,
me,
that's
the
another
biggest
that's
side
another
of it.
question because we also
if
need to
we've
look at the
received this
budgetary
amount of money
allocations.
and we don't see any sign of it, then that's an issue.
Okay, from that, actually, I'm coming to you because the Sweden Municipal Guard we were discussing on Friday,
Sure.
is going to court.
Yeah, we were shocked last Friday. I mean, for the purpose of those who did not see the video, here was a boy who looked like a teenager. Now we have his name as Kwame Chibwa. According to the allegation, he had stolen mobile phone credit worth 95 Ghana cedis. So here it is. He was kneeling down, surrounded by what looks like crowd. Then from nowhere, somebody spanks his head from behind, and then he tumbles down.
I think he kicked him in the head.
Okay, he
From
kicks
the
him
ear.
in the head from
Yeah,
behind.
Rambo style.
And the guy who did the kicking was wearing a leather boot. The guy hits ground with everybody who was witnessing this shouting and screaming. Now, from nowhere, we saw a policewoman approaching, attempting to intervene in the situation. If you look at the apparel of the city guards, the corporate in this particular instance, they were more dressed like how our usual police officers dress. So there was this mistaken identity that it was a police action. But now we've had clarification first from Irene Opon of the Central Region Police Division. She speaks for them. She said that no, the police officer had nothing to do with it. Actually, she was going to intervene in the situation. And as we have the details now, the commander of the Swedro Divisional Police Unit, Seth Urenchi, has told the Daily Graphic that the suspects, 3 of them, have all been arraigned before court, and they are in custody, and they'll be going to court as we speak today to make sure that justice is given to the victim in this particular
and
case.
Talking courts, the Pando Circuit Court has sentenced a gentleman, Maxwell Boateng, to 7 years imprisonment in hard labor. And what is his crime? This guy was arrested for selling and installing fake electricity meters for defaulting customers of the power distribution service, that's Electricity Department of ECG, as we knew it previously. Now, this guy was contracted by a certain contractor to do some work, and he was given equipment. He approaches persons who have had their electricity disconnected by PDS for non-payment, and then he approaches them and says, "Oh, I can install this for you and connect the power for you." People pay huge sums of money. He installs these equipment which are fake. PDS found out that there were some equipment which were not the meters that they knew, but which were installed by this guy, tampering with electricity for that matter. Investigations led to him. They arrested him. He pleaded guilty to fraudulent breach of trust and was sentenced on account of his own plea. The story says that this is quite very common in the area there, and the managers of PDS say they are on the trail of others who are in this business of installing fake equipment for power consumers.
Okay, Raymond, still in court anti-kidnapping.
Yes, now 4 people have been remanded over kidnapping, and these 4 were given the excuse that the actual target was a gentleman who they claim has stolen something from them, a couple of items from them. So they kidnapped his younger brother with the intent to make sure that he presents the things to them the way it ought to be done. Now, these gentlemen are Ivan Nelson. He's also known as Champagne. He's a trader. Maurice Adeswa is a hair stylist. Louis Victor, a musician. And Tina Konedu, a sales girl and girlfriend of Adeswa. And, of course, they picked up the victim's brother, who they claim has stolen an iPhone 6 Plus, an Infinix phone, a Samsung phone, an HP laptop. That was their decision to kidnap the people there for the reasons that they believed, but they reported to the police. Now, the first day they knew not where the guy was, but they lived in the same house within different apartments. It was when the police stormed the place in the intent to search the place that they willingly gave up the guy in this case. But the police is taking the matter very serious and is seeking to make sure that they are jailed for the purpose of kidnapping. Of course, not only kidnapping, conspiracy to commit crime, assault and abetment of crime, all put together. This is important because we cannot let go every single case and incident. If I think that people in Takoradi took serious, the police there, the reports, the consistent reports of my child cannot be found, my child is gone this way, these girls that we are still looking for would have been found.
Especially when another baby has been abducted.
Yes. The police in Takoradi, I believe, is running out of excuses to the people. Police service is supposed to deliver a certain level of comfort to the people. If 3 cannot be found and a child joins that particular team, is the growing level of insecurity in the area that the people will start complaining about, not just kidnapping in this case.
Another question that we have to look at, really. But Malik, the president is asking that vigilantes are treated as criminals. Are they not criminals already?
Yes, so he's asking the police to treat them as criminals and not just as party supporters who are engaged in criminal acts. He says any person, regardless of their political colors, when they engage in criminal acts, the police should treat them as such. And the president was saying this at the West Africa Security Services Association Games. We know that this is annual games that they play, and he said that whilst the Attorney General is drafting a law which would further criminalize the activities of these so-called vigilante persons, the police must themselves arrest and prosecute any persons who engage in these criminal acts. Of course, still speaking at this WASA Games, the president also revealed that processes are underway to procure 3 helicopters for the police. He said some police officers will be trained as pilots and they will man these helicopters. This is part of efforts to reach to the police and to help them to combat crime and to augment their activities of protecting life and property in the country.
Before we go ahead, guys, I'm getting a number of messages. An interesting one here. Today is the first time I have seen a trotro driver wearing his seatbelt from the time I joined the trotro to my destination. So if you are sitting in a car, you are driving to work, or you are in a commercial vehicle, let me know what is happening on the road today that would make this drive unsafe. We are having the National Road Safety Commission join us. So let us know so that we can put those questions there. What are the things, the unlawful acts being allowed on the road as you go to work or as you get to your destination this morning? Send them in on 0244 340 437. Is it like this trotro driver who is not wearing a seat belt? Is someone cutting in front of you? Is someone driving on the shoulder? Are you the one driving on the shoulders of the road yourself? Let us know. 0244 340 437 at Joy 997 FM on Twitter, Joy 99.7 FM on Facebook. Don't text while you drive, please. Do that if you are a passenger. Raymond, 29,000 TB cases undetected.
Yes, and the underbelly of our successful TB fight in this country has also detected something, that perhaps we have had 44,000 expected to be detected every single year. Unfortunately, we're only able to detect 15,000 out of the expected 44,000. That's why we're having almost 29,000 going undetected. So now, I will not dwell so much on the figures. Let me bring you something that you should know. And as an ordinary person, when you want to detect that this person has this sign that shows the person has TB. Now, there are pains in the chest, pains in specific areas while breathing. The person cough, and this is chronic cough with blood in the sputum. There are chills, there's fatigue, fever, loss of appetite. There's also night sweats or sweating in general. These are signs of other medical conditions too, but just make sure you take the person to the hospital, then it is detected and properly treated. Now, the Minister of Health is saying this year we are putting TB on the National Health Insurance Scheme.
Okay.
Treatment is for free.
Great news.
You don't have an excuse not to get treated for this particular disease that can kill you. Don't get it wrong.
Great news. Thank you very much, Raymond. Finally, Achena.
On academic note, University of Ghana and Toyota Ghana have signed an agreement to construct training centers and also scholarship packages. This is going for the students of engineering sciences, and as part of the package, about $4 million US dollars is going to be released for this construction and also for the equipment of the facility and also for the procurement of 33-seater bus. This is to give the students hands-on experience as far as engineering is concerned, and it's going to move our students from the level of theory to practical manufacturing when they are out of school.
Great news coming in from UG, and the news review, as you know, was brought to you by Interplus. Wherever you are, we make sure water reaches you, even in space. First Atlantic Bank, refreshingly different. Del Cielo Optical, Division Care Experts, and Allianz Insurance, your companion for exploring life. Now, get the best out of your farm with in-green irrigation systems now. They have both drip and sprinkler irrigation systems. Call us on 0302 819000. In-green is another quality solution from Interplast. And you know, with Interplast, wherever you are, we make sure water reaches you in your home, in your farm, and even in space. Now, the online news review is brought to you by Zenith Bank in your best interest, GOIL. Good energy. The Zenith Health Walk is happening this Saturday at Zenith Bank head office, located on the Independence Avenue. The time is 6 a.m. prompt. Remember, a Zenith Health Walk happening at 6 a.m. Saturday, March 30, 2019 at the head office. Save the date. See you there. Zenith Bank in your best interest. Now, GOIL is still your number one CIMG award winner and your number one OMC. And they are reminding you that as we celebrate our proud history and heritage, your freedom comes with choosing GOIL. So continue to patronize our quality fuel, lubricants, reliable gas supplies, and other trusted services, and you will feel the good energy. Be a patriot every day. Buy GOIL. Let's go Ghana. GOIL, good energy. GOIL. Yenara Yedia. MyJoyOnline.com says Otabil calls for dramatic solution to senseless road carnage. Church of Pentecost chairman takes a swipe at gloating preachers and greedy politicians. Good morning, Apostle Eric Nyamiche. And AdomOnline.com says couple die after eating wedding food. BBC.com says Ebola cases in DR Congo exceed 1,000. All right, that's the online news review. We will be back.